I had my period last month and was actually at Mum's house at the time, just doing some shopping and stuff with her in the morning. And then I was going around to my girlfriend's house to have brunch. And we didn't really decide a time because she's my bestie. So, you know, when things are easy.
We'll pop in, we'll catch up.
Yeah, I'll find you.
Yeah.
And she rang me and I was actually, no, she hadn't called me yet. I called her and said, babe, I don't know what's overcome me, but I've got these ridiculous pains to the point where I was on the floor in the corner of Mum's.
Where were the pains though?
In my stomach, like crawled up like in the fetal position basically.
Jesus.
And I was like, this reminds me so much of when I was 16. I used to get the worst period pains. I feel like period pains have just kind of come back with a vengeance, like later in my 20s.
How bizarre that you used to have them, then didn't, and then they're back.
Yeah, and I just kind of was going a little bit faint. Mum was like, you've got to eat something. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? And I rang Erin and I was like, I just don't know what to do. And I couldn't even talk about lunch. She was like, oh, my God, mate. She was like, what are you doing now? I'm like, I'm just laying there. She's like, you might have to have a glass of water. She goes, but I'm going to ask you a question. Have you done a poo today? And
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, that's what I thought. And I was like, well, gross. Brunch has turned disgusting. And we're not even there yet.
Yeah, I don't want to eat. No
and
thanks.
then I've gone, well, no. And she's like, trust me, go and sit on the toilet. And I was like, oh, dragged my feet, kind of like was literally hunched over to walking to the toilet.
Yeah.
And sat on the toilet for like 10 minutes.
And did you need to go at that time?
No. And the pain was so much that I just couldn't think of anything else other than trying to find what's it called? Naprogesic.
That's the period. Yeah, my sister always used to get it really bad, like vomiting.
Yeah, I haven't got it anymore.
At that time.
Like in my 20s, I haven't got it. I was like, Mum, hello, menopause or whatever. She doesn't have it. Oh no, I think she got a hysterectomy.
Jesus.
Anyway,
she got all the bits out.
So she doesn't have Naprogesic.
Sure.
So that's all I thought about. So then I'm sitting on the toilet, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, Bob's your uncle. Off I go.
Poo happens?
Yeah. And it was like someone had lifted some kind of bomb from my stomach.
So all that was happening is that you hadn't done poos.
No.
You hadn't dropped the kids off at the pool.
No. I did have my period. This is the catch. So anyway, I rang her later and I was like, all right, let's go. And when we caught up for brunch, I said to her, what is the GO? And she said, on the first day that you get your period, it's really important that you go to the toilet because there's lots of things going on down there and they can affect how bad your cramps are.
What?
And I was like, holy shit. Every single time now that I get my period, I make sure I do that. No cramps.
Are you serious? And even if I've never actually heard of this.
Yes,
ever.
that's why it's a public service announcement. I even looked it up, and there's this website that tells us that during the first few days of your period, your body releases, and I don't know how to say this word.
Try it. Sound it out.
Prostaglandins.
Yeah.
Hormone-like compounds that have a ton of complex roles, including triggering the uterus to contract. So there's your cramps, and these prostaglandins don't stay in the uterus. Some of them stray over to your bowel, so then it's all kind of messed up down there. And if you don't go to the toilet, your cramps are way, way, way worse.
Jesus Christ. As if it wasn't bad enough. Like that's happening.
No.
Every 4 weeks, and then you have to do poos.
Don't look at this as a bad thing. Look at it as the public service announcement that it is.
Okay.
Be educated. Go forth, friends. Be cramp free.
Okay, so every time on the first day that you get your period,
You sit on that toilet and you don't get up until you've done number 2s, man.
Can I come out, Mum? Have you pooed yet? No.
Pretty much. Think of me. Think of me.